Today I'm going to show you as a man how you can trim your hair just a little bit. I am probably never going to have hair again because I usually just shave it. So this is probably the one and only chance to do this. Plus, I'm losing all my hair anyway, so I figured I'd just make this video to show you how to make it a little bit easier and explain a few things for you. So first of all, let's talk about sideburns. I believe that as a man you should have sideburns. If you don't have sideburns, you just look like a child whose mother cut your hair, or it just doesn't look right. Now I recommend kind of getting sideburns, and like, you know, you want them longer, go to the bottom of the lobe. If you want them a little like shorter, go to the top of the lobe. Okay, so we're gonna take the buzzer, we're gonna look at the lobe and see, you could just cut them here if you wanted them longer. I prefer them kind of in the middle. Okay, you see that? So I still have a bit of sideburn, but it's just right in the middle. Now you can see all this hair that kind of goes over my ear. Anytime that you're cutting hair, whether it's women's hair, men's hair, anything, first you put in the structure. After you're done putting in the structure, then you can create the shape. So right there, middle of the lobe, or closer to the upper lobe, we got that line in. Now we're going to go here on this side, and we're going to do the same thing. So you see I got that line. Middle of the lobe. And now do they look even? Look at them. They look okay. So now the next step, where people make the most mistakes, is around the ear. They go and they chop into it, and then you end up with a big line, or like you look like you had some surgery or something. Nothing against having surgery, but we don't want to look like that if we don't have to. Okay, so now watch what's going to happen. I'm going to go around the ear, see, with the tip, and now I'm using the ear as my guide. So I can go right like this, and I can just cut the hair. See, I'm cutting, and I'm just going around the ear, and I'm using the ear and my natural skin line, whatever, as a guide. So you see that? So I'm not even, like, I'm not putting it against my skull. Now I'm combing the hair over, and then I'm using this, and I'm just going with that line, and you can just kind of go with your ear and follow the line of your ear. See, I comb the hair over the ear, and then I use the machine to just clip the hair with the ear. You see? So it's just like I'm just cutting my ear out. So that's how you shape your hair, just around the ear. So once again, we're not putting in shape or anything. I'm just cutting the hair around the ear, and now you can see my ear. Wonderful. Great. So even when we just look at my hair here and my hair here, you see here, there, the hair's going all over my ear. It's a mess. And then here, oh look, it looks so clean. I'm ready to go for a business meeting. We're going to go to the other ear, and we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to take the buzzer. I'm just going to follow the line that is there naturally. So I'm using the shape of my ear. I'm using the shape of myself to basically create this haircut. So I'm not cutting in. I'm not going to get like those problems where you see lines on people's ear and head, but like, you see that? We created that line. It was so simple, it's so easy, and it's basically like you're using your hair, you're using your head to create your own haircut. And that's kind of like how I like to do anyone's hair. Do what the hair kind of tells you to do, as opposed to so many classes and schools and stuff, they teach you, okay, let's cut hair and make it, you have to do it like this. Let's go with the number one. No, let's go with the number two. If you're doing fades and stuff, whatever. Fades are something different. But when you're cutting just your hair, look at this. It's so simple. Then for the back, same thing. You can kind of get your friend or your girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, cousin, whoever to do the back for you. Another big problem that I see with men's haircuts is as your hair grows out, it grows out here. Like, so here you end up with having more hair, and you get this kind of like circle going on. And that's just because people cut the hair too short here, and then this hair, you see that hair? How it's like, here it's already kind of shorter. So don't cut it shorter, it's short enough. you have to go and you have to get that hair over there, the hair that's sticking out here, the longer hairs. So when you're cutting hair, you don't actually want to go round, you want to go straight. So whenever you're cutting hair, you want to basically be cutting the hair straight up, and the same thing goes when you're buzzing it, and I'm going to show you that as well. Every time you're cutting hair too, I think to myself, I'm not cutting hair, I'm tightening it. So you see, the problem is I have too much hair, it's bulky, it's sticking out, so I don't want to just cut it off, I just want to tighten it until it looks better. So let's do that. So first we're going to go with the sideburns, and this is another big thing that I see people doing with their beards. So when they're doing the beard, same thing, do the line and then get the hair from on top. Make the hair on top shorter. Don't go and try to get that lower hair, because it's just like you'll get the same thing. People will go and they'll try to shape up the lower hairs on their beard, and they'll go and they'll put like a bump. So instead, go from the top and just shave off a bit of that top layer, and then at the bottom just get the length, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to pull the hair out. I'm not shoving the comb against my head, I'm trying to get those hairs out. So I still have that line in there, I'm just getting rid of the excess hair that is on top. So all of this hair I have to do it like this so you can see it. Okay. And I'm gonna just cut that hair off. And I haven't done this like in forever, because I haven't had hair in like, I don't know, a few years. I'm pulling that hair out and I'm just going up and getting rid of it. Sticking that hair out, like getting it to stick out and getting the hair that's sticking out. Because if you go too short, you're going to end up with little holes and stuff. Getting rid of the hair on top, I just stick it out and just snip away. I'll just snip away a bit with the scissors. Just a little bit of texture. Notice that I'm holding my scissors vertically, because if you cut hair horizontally, you're going to be making chops and lines, but if you put the scissors like this and you cut vertically, it'll make it a lot softer. And I cut it, and basically what that does is it just gives it kind of makes it a little bit less even, which is actually ends up being good, because if it's even, you'll end up with a line, but if it's uneven, you end up having more texture, and it just looks nice and natural. So you see that? There we go. Now when we compare this side, see I go like this, it stays the same, it's fine. There might still be a little bit there, so I just yes. And you see this side, look at all that. There's all this bulk. On this side, there's none of that anymore. So same thing, we just lift that hair up and we get rid of all the excess hair that's sticking out. And then you push it up so that the hair sticks up, and then you can just go and remove that hair and not have to worry about hitting your scalp. That's basically what the comb does. The comb protects you, kind of the way that a guard works on a buzzer. So when you have the guard on the buzzer, it stops you from taking too much hair. So we went one way, and now we can go the other way. So learning to be able to really comb the hair and control it. Same thing here. See, I can comb that hair this way, and I can just follow the natural hairline, and then I have that line. I'm sweating, I'm getting nervous, I don't know why. I get nervous when I make videos sometimes, so let's go make sure that's really clean around the ear. Now you can put the ear down, comb the hair down, and go around and cut all that little stuff hanging. So comb it to the right, comb it to the left, and just get it to look right. So as you can see, already looks a lot nicer. You can go across the whole head, and just wherever it just seems to be sticking out, you're going to vertically just go and take some pieces off. If you have the patience and the time, you can do this around the back also, if you have like three-way mirrors or whatever. For this, I'm just basically showing you how to do the sides and top and just make it so that you look a little bit more decent. And also, even as a hairdresser, considering that instead of just, you know, going by the book and following step by step, create your own haircut. This way, we just kind of created our own little nice, simple, clean haircut. If you do this and you go through steps and you pick up all the hair in your fingers and make it in lines and stuff, when you're cutting in lines, it's going to be a lot easier for you to make steps and lines everywhere. Whereas when you just kind of stick it up and say, okay, look, here it's sticking up too much, snip, 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 and then there we go, it's not sticking up as much. And I'm not always like combing it or making it perfect, I'm just kind of like letting it be messy. I'm a terrible example because I have no hair. You look at me when I started, you look at me now, I look like a decent person, hopefully.